It was a Yamaha lockout of the front row for race 2 of the British Superbikes Championship at Knockhill, with Jason O'Halloran on pole and getting the whole shot ahead of Kyle Ryde and Ryan Vickers into turn 1, with Glenn Irwin in 4th place looking for his 2nd victory of the weekend. Kyle Ryde launched out to the front, making a good move on Jason O'Halloran, and Glenn Irwin then got alongside Ryan Vickers to move up into 3rd spot. Further back, Christian Idden moved up into the top 6 with that lovely move on number 14, Lee Jackson. On the approach to turn 1, further back on the grid, Tommy Bridewell was having to get his gloves off as he made a move on Lee Jackson and then hunted down Josh Brooks. And he was picking them off one by one. After going through on Christian Idden, he made his move on Ryan Vickers as well. Big launch out front though for Jason O'Halloran, and then it went a bit wrong, a bit deeper around the hairpin. Kyle Ryde came back at them, and the pair of them were caught napping because the power of the Ducati came up alongside them. Glenn Irwin, 2 for 1, moved up into P1 in pursuit of the double victory at Knockhill. By this time, Tommy Bridewell had moved up into 4th place, trying to get himself his first podium of the weekend. Jason O'Halloran went through on Kyle Ryde into the hairpin and almost wiped the tail unit out of Glenn Irwin. But there was to be some drama at the hairpin for Glenn Irwin. Everything was going so well until this tiny error at the hairpin. He crashed out whilst leading, meant he was down and out. This left Kyle Ryde out front on his own. Tommy Bridewell had gone through on Jason O'Halloran for 2nd place. And in the closing stages, with the checkered flag out waiting, Kyle Ryde picked up his first ever win at Knockhill ahead of Tommy Bridewell and Jason O'Halloran. Christian Idden was on pole position for the 3rd and final race at Knockhill for Bennett's British Superbikes in 2023, but it was the McCams Yamaha of Jason O'Halloran that got the whole shot into turn 1 ahead of Idden, with the beer monster Ducatis of Bridewell and Irwin in 3rd and 4th. On the start-finish straight, Tommy Bridewell made his move from 3rd up to 2nd with a neat move on the approach into turn 1. The beer monster Ducati rider going up into 2nd place. But there would be drama for Jason O'Halloran, crashing at the chicane whilst leading and not happy about it either. Glenn Irwin then picked his way through the pack. He'd got past Ryan Vickers. He then made his move on Idden to go up into the top 3. Leon Haslam, in the meantime, was fighting through the pain barrier of his dislocated shoulder from a fortnight ago, fighting with Ryan Vickers. Irwin then made his move on Kyle Ryde to make it a beer monster Ducati 1-2 at the front. And then Christian Idden made a move on Kyle Ryde in pursuit of his first podium of 2023. It was a Ducati 1-2-3 at this point when Glenn Irwin then made his move on his teammate, getting the drive out of the final hairpin, and the move stuck through turn 1. Tommy Bridewell kept him very honest, but just could not get by. Further back, Ryan Vickers went through on Kyle Ryde, and Christian Idden made a hash of the hairpin going straight on, kissing goodbye to his hopes of a podium. There were good rides for Tom Neve, but Charlie Nesbitt had a horror weekend. His 3rd crash of the weekend meant his chances of a top 10 had gone awry. Lee Jackson pushed his way through to 5th place with this move on Leon Haslam, but it was Irwin who cruised to victory ahead of his teammate Tommy Bridewell. Bridewell takes the championship lead, but Irwin does the double here in Scotland.